Hey guys, it's Cameron, and welcome back to Threat House of Terror, and welcome back to my channel. You guys are watching this video on June 22nd, so yes, you guys are definitely watching this video on June the 22nd. Yep, you guys are definitely watching this video on June 22nd. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful night, whatever it is you guys are doing. And I hope you guys are all doing well tonight too, whatever it is you guys are doing. Tonight's video is another scary story I thought about. This is going to be about why you should never go hiking in the mountains alone. So yeah, this is going to be about why you should never go hiking in the mountains alone. But the title of tonight's video is called Never Go Hiking in the Mountains Alone. So yeah, that's the title for tonight's video. Never go hiking in the mountains alone. Yes, that's the title for tonight's video. This is about a married couple who go hiking in the mountains during sunset. So yeah, this is about a married couple who go hiking alone in the mountains during sunset. Before I start this video, how do you guys like my shirt? How do you guys like my Super Mario shirt? I decided to wear it for tonight's video, so how do you guys like my Super Mario shirt? I think it looks very nice on me, so how do you guys like my Super Mario shirt that I'm wearing? I decided to wear it for tonight's video, but I hope you guys like my shirt. Yeah, I hope you guys like my shirt that I'm wearing. Okay, without further ado, let's just get started with tonight's video. There was a married couple who went hiking in the mountains. Yeah, this married couple went hiking in the mountains, and it was kind of creepy. Yeah, the mountains were kind of creepy while they were hiking on them. Yeah, the mountains were kind of creepy whenever the married couple were hiking on them. And the sun was almost about to start setting. Yeah, the sun was almost about to start setting. The husband and wife were just hiking alone in the mountains. Yeah, they were hiking alone in the mountains. Yeah, they were hiking alone in the mountains, and it was starting to get dark outside, and the wife was getting a little bit scared, but her husband was telling her everything was gonna be okay. Yeah, her husband was telling her everything was gonna be okay, even though it was starting to get dark outside and the sun was starting to set. Yeah, the sun was starting to set while they were hiking alone in the mountains. Yeah, they were hiking alone in the mountains, and it was getting dark outside while they were hiking in the mountains alone. It was getting more darker outside. It was almost time for them to go back home because because they did not want to be in the dark where there's wild animals. Yeah, they did not want to be in the dark where there's wild animals because there's probably wild animals in the mountains. Yeah, there's probably wild animals in the mountains. The wife was still getting scared, but her husband was telling her everything was going to be okay, and it was almost time for them to go home. Yeah, it was almost time for them to go home. Suddenly they heard a noise. They heard a weird noise, and the wife was getting more creeped out and scared too. Yeah, she was getting more scared and creeped out whenever she heard that weird sound in the mountains. Yeah, she heard the weird sound in the mountains, but so did her husband. Her and her husband heard the weird sound while they were hiking in the mountains. Yeah, it was almost time for the married couple to go back home because they wanted to get out before there was wild animals in the mountains. Yeah, they wanted to hurry up and get back home because they did not want to see no wild animals. Finally, it was time for them to go back home, so they got back into their truck and headed back home since it was real dark outside. And because the wife was scared by the noise she heard in the mountains. Yeah, the wife was definitely scared by the noise that she heard in the mountains. But at least her and her husband were heading back home for tonight, since she was creeped out by the noise she heard in the mountains. Yeah, good thing it was time for them to go back home so they wouldn't have to see no wild animals because there are wild animals in the mountains. So they had to go back home before they started to see wild animals. So they hurried up and went back home. So they finally made it back home, and the husband was trying to make his wife feel better. So the husband was trying to make his wife feel better because she was still creeped out by the noises that she heard in the mountains whenever they were hiking in the mountains alone. So yeah, the husband was trying to make his wife feel better. Yeah, yeah, he was trying to make his wife feel better. He he actually went into the kitchen to make him and his wife some dinner, in which he did. They sat in the living room eating some dinner that the husband cooked. Yeah, they sat on a couch in the living room eating some dinner that the husband cooked for his for his wife. Sorry about that. My eye is itching. So yeah, the husband did make a nice dinner for his wife so she can feel better. She finally felt much better. Yeah, she did feel much better. And she loved the dinner that her husband cooked for her that night. Yeah, she loved the dinner that her husband cooked for her that night whenever they came back home from hiking alone in the mountains. And they decided to just look at some TV. The husband and wife decided to just look at some TV that night. Yeah, the married couple decided to just look at some TV that night. And the wife still loved the dinner that her husband cooked for her. Yeah, she really loved the food that her husband cooked for her that night. And her and her husband decided to just look at some TV in the living room that night. Yeah, they decided to look at TV in the living room that night. So yeah, the married couple did look at some TV in their living room that night. Yeah, the husband and and his wife looked at some TV in the living room that night. Yeah, good thing the husband and wife were looking at some TV at home that night whenever they came back from hiking in the mountains alone. Yeah, they did go hiking in the mountains alone. So yeah, the married couple were sitting at home that night watching some TV. Yeah, the married couple were sitting at home watching some TV that night whenever they came back home from hiking alone in the mountains. Okay, I'm gonna put an end to it there, so that's why you should never go hiking alone in the mountains because there are wild animals in the mountains. Yeah, there are wild animals in the mountains. Yeah, there are wild animals in the mountains. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my scary story. If you guys enjoyed this video and story, give me a big old thumbs up if you guys did enjoy it. And subscribe to my channel if you guys haven't already so you guys don't miss a new video I post every single week. So yeah, subscribe to my channel if you guys haven't already so you guys don't miss a new video I post every single week. And happy Juneteenth. I forgot to say it at the end of my video a, a few days ago. So yeah, happy Juneteenth, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. And as always, stay creepy.